What's going on YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. Call of Duty has a long history of remastering old maps and bringing them into the current run of Call of Duty games. This first began in Modern Warfare 2 back in 2010 with their first map pack when they brought in both Overgrown and Crash, and then they followed that up with Vacant and Strike later on in the game's lifecycle. And this tradition has continued across pretty much every single Call of Duty since. Now, there have been some great remasters, and there have been some questionable ones. But for today's video, I want to focus on a map from 5 different Call of Duty games that I believe has been overlooked for the opportunity to be remastered. Now, the criteria for this video is very simple. If it has never been remastered in a mainline Call of Duty game, it is eligible for today's video, which means maps that have been featured in COD Mobile are eligible for this list. But before I get started with my list today, I want to hear from you guys. What is one map or 2 maps that you would love to see be remastered in Call of Duty? So now that you've let me know your thoughts down below in that comment section, let's go through my thoughts. And I'm going to start with a map from Call of Duty 4 that, for whatever reason, has been overlooked time and time again. And that is, of course, Bog. Now, Bog to me is a classic Call of Duty map. There's something about it that is familiar and reminds me of better times in this franchise. And it's also infamous for one of the biggest moments from Call of Duty YouTube way back in like 2011. For those of you that don't remember, I'll play the clip.
Yeah, we've all been there, man.
Fuck you.
Me?
Fuck! Why the fuck you stream that shit?
It was your idea.
No, I didn't say stream it.
Now, obviously, that clip was not meant to poke fun at anyone, but it was meant to more illustrate the history that this map holds. Now, back with Modern Warfare Remastered, this map did go under a little bit of a makeover for their Days of Summer event when we did get Beach Bog, which was a nice reimagining of Bog, but in lighter times. And I was not against this map whatsoever, but I do prefer the nighttime version of this map, and frankly, I think we need more nighttime maps in Call of Duty. I think it just diversifies the game a little bit more, and I'd love to see Bog reimagined in today's Call of Duty games. Now, moving on to the next installment on this list, I want to focus on Modern Warfare 2, because Modern Warfare 2 has a ton of classic Call of Duty maps. Some maps that we have seen reimagined, whether it's High Rise, Terminal, or Favela, but there is still a wealth of maps in this game that have never been issued a remaster, and I feel like there's some injustice because there's a ton of good maps in this game. I would not be upset if they decided to remaster pretty much any map, even if it's Derail or Underpass. It wouldn't upset me, but there is one map that I feel would really be great in today's Call of Duty games, and I have to go to the second DLC pack from Modern Warfare 2 to find it, and that, of course, is Carnival. Now, I honestly thought about using a map that was in the core game, but my mind kept drifting back to Carnival just because it was such a unique concept for a map. We hadn't seen something like it ever in the Call of Duty franchise, and I felt that it was such a departure from the regular Warzone maps that we've seen in the past that it was really welcomed, and I personally would love to see it reskinned and reimagined with the current line of Call of Duties. And the crazy thing is Modern Warfare 2 has some of the best DLC maps I think we've seen within this franchise, and it was very difficult to pick just one map. I could have picked Salvage here. I don't know if people love that map, but I do. I always like a good snow map. Trailer Park could have gone here. Even Bailout could have gone here. But at the end of the day, I just think Carnival is such a unique map in both its design and concept that it deserves to be modernized. So Carnival gets my pick. Now moving to Black Ops 1, and I think this is by far the easiest pick on this entire list, for me at least. It is a map that I deeply love and adore. And personally, if it's on any other Call of Duty game, I think it's a top 5 map. But because it had to compete with the likes of Summit, Firing Range, Nuketown, I always felt it was overlooked, overshadowed by the greatness that were some of these classic maps. But of course, we have to remaster Grid. Now, Grid in its design seems a little clunky. 2 giant buildings you have to fight for, open areas at either end that just kind of seem like empty spaces, but that's not true at all. The buildings cause great firefights, strongholds you want to control. The open areas at the edge of each side allow you a space to move from one lane to another. However, you are greatly exposed. So it's this risk-reward type of movement, and I really like that. And the crazy thing here is the middle of the map isn't even that busy. It's just such a death zone because all angle points and vantage points aim right for it that you don't dare go to the middle. You're much safer running through one of the 2 major buildings and trying to traverse those gunfights than moving through the center. It's an absolute crime to this map that has not been remastered, and it's time to fix that crime. So Call of Duty, get your head out of the sand and remaster this map now. Moving to Modern Warfare 3. And honestly, Modern Warfare 3 has so many options because maps just haven't been remastered from this game whatsoever. And because of this, it makes my options very plentiful. I could pick pretty much any map in this game outside of Dome, which we saw get remastered here in Modern Warfare 2. But I still think that there are better maps than Dome in Modern Warfare 3 that are being overlooked. And it starts and ends with Arkaden. Right, I put it on my best maps list, and I don't know if this would be a perfect remaster for me, or if I'd prefer something like Seatown. But my mind keeps going back to Arkaden, and I'd love to see that be brought into today's Call of Duty world, reimagined a little bit, and I think it would just work super well as a map that, 1, we have not seen remastered, and number 2, give us a bit of variety within the map design. Because that's the thing about Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 has some pretty unique map design compared to some of its predecessors and some of its sequels. And that's the beauty of Modern Warfare 3, is it's this very niche game that has very niche map design, which is different than what we've seen in the past. And it worked for that game. So for the last map on this list, for the last game that I'd like to see a map remastered for, and honestly, there was a time where I thought about remastering one map from each Call of Duty game, but some of these Call of Duties just haven't been around long enough to really miss their maps. But when it comes to a map in Black Ops 2 that needs to be remastered, I again go to a map like Plaza. A nighttime map that is unique in its design. Heck, there's a whole dance party going on in the middle of the map, and it's absolutely a blast to play. And again, I said it before in the Bog section. We don't have enough nighttime maps in Call of Duty, and I'd welcome more opportunities for it. And I personally love Plaza. I don't know what it is about the map, but to me, it's a perfect execution of the classic 3-lane design that Call of Duty's had for so long. And it's just a fun map to play. It looks nice, it works, and we just need some of that variety when you're playing Call of Duty for long play sessions. So my vote for Black Ops 2 goes to Plaza. I'm sure you have other votes, but let's be honest here. Maps like Raid, Standoff, and Hijacked have already been used so many times. Nuketown's been in every single Black Ops game since Black Ops 1. We need some other maps from this franchise that we can lift up and play again. And I think Plaza is the perfect candidate. So in review, the maps that I'd like to see be brought back and remastered are the following. Bog from COD 4. Carnival from Modern Warfare 2. Grid from Black Ops 1. Arkaden from Modern Warfare 3, and last but certainly not least, Plaza from Black Ops 2. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below on what you would pick. But that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, you please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.